Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Okay.
Day one.
Yeah,
feels good.
It's jolly. It's
katika fungate.
Sindio, it's the first time in a long time that Ramadan and Lent start on the same day. Today is Ash Wednesday as well.
Yeah, it's because in the Islamic calendar there are 11 days shy, so every other year Ramadan moves.
Yeah,
right?
it comes closer. Absolutely.
So the time we'll have Ramadan, I think in the next, say, 2 years, we'll be having Ramadan in December.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it has actually happened when it's closer to Christmas. It has happened before, so I guess the cycle just continues. Going round and round. Okay, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
And everybody else who's here. Who's that everybody else? Evelyn is here. Give me a good morning. I can't see for Jack. Okay, is it Award who's waving?
Award is here.
I can't see a thing.
Evelyn is here.
Good morning. Okay, I can see Evelyn's teeth. Your dentist is good at his job or her job. Well done. At least now you brightened up the room. Okay.
Also, Martin and Collins wamesema pia wanataka salamu. So Collins and Martin, the technical guys, pokeeni salamu.
Wako wapi?
So wamekuwa hapa sasa.
Yo salamu tunataka kama wako hapa.
Watakuja.
Watakuja. Okay, sawa. Well, good morning everybody. Joylene is making noise outside here because I don't know who annoyed her this morning. Can we all let's make love, not war, guys? Yeah, everybody's okay. We're getting into it this morning. It's Wednesday, the 18th of February. I said February is not your mate. When January was hanging around for 17 days, February said, wait, let me show you how it's done. And already on the 18th, here we are well past, because this February has what? 20, how many days, Cole?
29.
29.
Is it a leap year?
Wait a minute. What's today's date? 17th, 25th, 26th, 27th. Actually has 29 days this year.
29,
Yeah.
Actually, 28.
It's 28, so this is not a leap year, actually. Last year was a leap year, that's true. Okay. So it's 28. So we get the 1st of March on a Sunday. So at 6:15 o'clock, a very good morning to you, everybody up and Adam. I know the rains are coming down and it's a good thing. I'm telling you, Tumelia Sana, about the heat and the dryness and the dust and everything. And that's why you know that there's a balance in times and seasons. Nothing lasts forever. And so that's a good thing for us to remember, that when it's, it's a good, just remember that you can prepare for the lean times. And when it's the fat times, or rather the lean times, know that the fatter times are coming. So there's always something to be thankful and grateful for. And we're in that position where we position ourselves for gratitude, have an attitude of gratitude. Yeah. That's what we're talking about this morning. So we appreciate that. And we also appreciate you for coming in to the room with us to have the conversations that we do. For conversations that build up and not tear down. For conversations that will not keep quiet in the face of injustice. This is the Situation Room. Ndoko and Dennis Aseto with you this morning, and glad that you could join us in the room today. All right, let me tell you what we'll be talking about as we get into it. It is Wednesday, so we will have our Spice Baraza. And, it's been a long time coming and it's back. And we'll do that today between 8 and 10 o'clock. We're going to go into the political circles for our Spice Baraza. What is it that the people on the ground are actually saying with the splits and the not splits and the I don't even know what? Where are the minds of Kenyans? And there will be a representation of that opinion in the room today. And so we're going to do that between 8 and 10. So Karibu Nisana, join us in that. Before that, at 7 o'clock, we will be talking with a former town clerk. This was before devolution, of course, when there was a town clerk. His name is Philip Kisia. We're looking at the intrigues of Nairobi as a county seeding. I know they've been said it's not seeding, it's seeding. Because go and look at the definition of seed, that you hand over or you give the power to control certain things. So there are certain sectors within Nairobi County government that have been ceded to the national government. There is an implementation committee. This is going to be chaired by the Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi. And there's an implementation committee. There will be certain CSs who will oversee certain functions. But we're seeing some core functions that are being handed over. Water and sewage, lighting, garbage collection, and one other, housing development, are going to be handed over to the national government. Lazima iwork.
Toka huko kabisa. Sasa tulijua kati ya housing development. Who told you?
I'm sure.
You can't collect garbage. You have to construct houses.
Yeah. So I think constitutionally, we'll look at the constitutional side of it, and we'll look at what the Constitution actually says. But Philip Kisia will join us at 7 o'clock, and we'll have a conversation into Nairobi. Does the ceding of the functions of the Nairobi County government to the national government mean that the top boss, as devolution required it to be, is unable to handle these core things, which he promised in his manifesto, he promised in his campaign that he would handle? Boroughs, we heard about boroughs, I don't know how many times, but we have to ask these questions, no matter how much you like him. So that's the conversation that we will have at 7 o'clock today. You breathe. Be breathing.
I am breathing.
Okay, be breathing. Sawa. Even though tunaongea kutoka saa moja leo asubuhi, and then we will have the Spice Baraza from 8 to 10, and we'll probably bleed into some of those conversations as we go along. So karibu sana, and thank you for joining us already. We'll continue this morning. Cabo Verde.
Tuko Cabo Verde. It is an archipelago of 10 volcanic islands divided into Windward, which is also known as Berlavento. Yes, and Leeward, Sotavento group. So they're divided into two.
You thought you would never use those things when we were learning them in high school. Leeward, Wayward. You thought now you can understand. When Mr. What was my teacher's name? Why? Mr. Personaire.
Mr. Personaire.
His name was Mr. Personaire. He used to teach us these things, and we'd be like, yeah,
my
okay, who cares?
Was Mr. Monique.
You see?
Good man.
Now we care.
Now we care. Yeah. And they have a stable multi-party democracy, and we also know that the economy is being majorly pushed by the citizens who are outside the country. Remember, their currency is actually pegged to the euro to help with inflation. I know someone from Cabo Verde.
You know somebody from Cabo Verde?
She was my classmate. Gisele.
Okay.
I know two Giseles, one from Brazil and one from Cabo Verde.
Where were you? And these exotic women that you suddenly ambayo wako na jina zingine ngumu. Wewe?
Gisele, yeah. Gisele.
Okay, so we'll talk about that later.
I just remembered.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's go to the proverb. The sea connects, what distance separates. That looks like would be a line in a beautiful poem.
Something by Robert Frost.
The sea connects, what distance separates.
The sea connects, what distance separates. Quelque chose.
Don't overthink it.
I'm already overthinking it.
Can I give you an example?
Please, because the brain is not working.
So, how far is London from Nigeria?
By flight?
Yeah,
or
even if you want to walk, it's far, right? You have to go through enough seas, right?
Yeah, okay.
But look at the Nigerian community in London.
Omowe menu.
Right? So despite the sea, the diaspora community is flourishing.
There's something that connects despite the sea.
Yes. Now you understand why this would come from. Because remember we said the economy is being pushed by who?
People.
By Cabo Verdeans who are outside the country and they send remittances back home. So one would also look at it in Minnesota, Kenyans, and the community they have and what that plays, how important it is to our economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The sea...
The sea connects, what distance separates.
The sea connects, what distance separates. Huh.
So I think... I'm
already in overthinking mode, but it'll come to me at some point. Maybe today is that morning where, it's coming slowly, but okay, yeah, I can see that. We are in the room this morning. See, we say good morning.
Yes,
all
please.
Right. Did I welcome everybody on our different platforms? Our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, and on X. A very good morning to our audience that's tuning in on KTN. And I know you're tuning in on different, outlets. And literally, when we say around the world, it is around the world. So thank you for doing that. So let's say a very good morning to you Of the hundreds of people who are tuned in this morning already, keep coming in, guys. The doors are wide open. Peter Kiaria says, good morning from Mombasa. Don't dwell in negativity and stress. Take a step back, gather yourself and pray. Fight through it and focus on having a positive mindset. Kabisa. Very good morning to you, Peter, and thank you for joining us. Joseph Okondo says, good morning, Princess Ndu and Aseto Tall.
Good morning.
Tuned in from today, Mombasa. Also, Robert Tobacco tuned in from Mombasa. The Mombasa people are waking up early, I can see.
Which is a good thing.
It's a very good thing. Good morning, team, says Anthony Onyango, I beg your pardon. A very good morning to you. Rahim Tula Omar says, good morning from Preston, UK. I have a proposal, ban tear gas, and maybe we should discuss whether all Kenyans should have the right to bear arms like in the US. There is a member of parliament, Laikipia County. It's Laikipia. I think it was Korere.
Sarah Korere.
Sarah Korere. I think she said, you guys, where we are, you have refused to protect us. So do not have a problem if we decide to carry arms.
Yeah.
And I think she was castigated, if not arrested for that at some point. I believe it was her. But it was one of the members of parliament. So this is an idea where if you're not going to protect me, then do I have a right to protect myself? It's been interesting. I don't know what the Constitution says about that. Abera Bethwell says, a very good morning to you, tuned in from Ganze in Kilifi County. And Spice family, have a blessed day ahead. Steve B says, good morning from Dallas, Texas. Good to have you in the room. Thank you so much for joining us. Mwaka Luhimbo is tuned in this morning. Ndu Anaseto, we need a serious discussion on how to uproot psychophancy and worshippers. They're poisonous and they paralyze politics, development, and social well-being. I agree. Until, you know what? The log in your eye is blinding your vision so badly, but because you're on one side, that's all you can see.
True.
It is harming you, and it is harming the people around you. That's what psychophancy does, that it blinds you completely, and you're not able to see the one foot in front of you. So I actually agree. Perhaps we should have a conversation, and there are very many people who can drive that conversation, so I think we'll definitely look into that.
Mwakapia Luhimbo, that's a beautiful name.
Yeah, it's Tanzanian.
It's beautiful.
Tuning from Dar es Salaam, if I'm not wrong, Luhimbo. Bidikani Voice, where Rogers Nyange is tuning in from this morning, and Diplomat says, good morning to you. Danston Mora says, good morning to you and Dennis. I like the morning show, thank you so much. Please consider hosting Rehema, incoming women rep Nakuru. Does she have another name? Yeah. Perhaps we can find her. My Prince says, good morning. MPs want social media regulated ahead of 2027 election.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised at all. But, that seems to be like a fishing expedition. But I'm not sure if you're going to be able to catch anything in your net. Because what? I think they talk specifically about TikTok and they want to regulate how it's going to be used. You see, my problem is this. If you were going to regulate it because you thought it was going to be better for society in terms of what is being put out there in terms of harmful messages, then perhaps we would listen to you. But because you want to then be able to suppress what people are going to have to say and the speed at which they're able to send these messages, then I have a problem with you.
Other countries, look at China and what the regulations they've put on TikTok is based on algorithm, what they're pumping into the public. And you'd find what they're pumping is more into STEM, science, and mathematics. That is what the children are consuming on TikTok. So let's talk about regulation here. Are we looking at it that way? No. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's pure for selfish interest.
Yeah.
And then suddenly people have now gone and swallowed the dictionary and start spewing words in parliament as though we now are supposed to believe you.
Yeah.
Stop it. Go have something else to eat. Leo says, hello, Princess Ndwana Seto. Yes. NMS returned with a different name, Cooperation. I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. Remember how everybody castigated General Mbadi and talked about certain things? Well, it's back, guys. It's just wearing a different hat. Everything that was deemed as unfit in 2021 is slowly returning with a different name. Naivasha Dry Dock is returning. It's all coming back, guys. It's just like your finance bill. Didn't go anywhere. It just came back dressed in a skirt as opposed to trousers. Raphael Kanini says, good morning, tuning from Limuru. Vintage Oak says, good morning to Dennis. Spice community set for the show. Good morning, Kabisa. Eric O'War says, good morning, guys. Yes, so we're having the baraza today. Over here, you can see we are waiting for people to come and join us. Yes. They will come at 8.
Yes.
Raimtula, can you in fact, yes, we can. So don't worry about that. Henry Acceptor says, good morning, Spice team. Earning keep... PD full stop, comma would be great so that I can know exactly what you're saying. Keep it up. You're doing well, fabulously, fabulous, wonderful job. Thank you so much. The new phrase in town is Sisini wa Kenya wameamuka kabisa. Good morning to you, Henry. Nahashon Goki says, good morning, Spice family. Who watched Alex Chamwada's interview? Agriculturally viable land is to be sold to a foreigner unless under a special circumstance. After a few years, they will say they were promised. If we were to start this conversation, we would not finish by 10 o'clock. But let me tell you something very briefly. Colonization is back. Just like the way NMS is back wearing a different hat, colonization is wearing a different hat today. And it's come dressed in sheep's clothing. And it's still a wolf, my friends. It doesn't matter how thin you slice it. Here, why would somebody want to come to your country? It doesn't matter whether it is who it is today or the Qataris years ago or whoever else came. That do you give up a certain level of sovereignty when it comes to giving up your land? What can you actually do with it that will actually provide for your people?
It seems that's the thing, because what do these foreigners want to do that we can't do ourselves? Is it that we are unable to develop that land to make sense to Kenyans? Can't Kenyans themselves own that land? Can't the government of Kenya do what they must with that land?
There's a problem.
There is a problem.
There's a big problem. And if anybody doesn't see for what it is, there will come a time that if you allow this to happen, you will cry. I'm telling you. You will cry. Colonization took off and has come back wearing a different hat. Woe unto us if we allow things to happen as though we didn't know what they were. Hisa Daniel says, good morning, Spice. Aseto, if election were to be held today, whom would you vote for between Ruto and Sifuna? Okay, that's an interesting
I know
question.
who I'm not going to vote for.
You know you're not going to vote for. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Jennifer Ateni says, good morning. Ndwana Seto and Spice family tuned in from Kikuyu Road. Good morning to you. Ivan Omonde says, good morning, tuned in from Kitengela. Good morning. Why, Raymond Derito? Good morning, my people. Good morning, our person. And how are you? It's right after dinner in the San Francisco Bay, raining cats and dogs. Why, Remo, where have you been? Do you know it's been like a year? My puppy is howling in the rain. She doesn't see it often. Excuse me, you need to explain yourself, Wairimo. Wairimo N, you need to tell us where you are. In fact, put a comment there and tell us what did we do to you. Dr. Venvik says, E combination ya Sifuna, Prezo, Babu, DP, Neuro, Prime CS, Bas, Twende Nalo. Okay. Enjoy your prayer and fasting, brothers and sisters. This is Kimi Yak. Good morning to you. When the central government takes over, it's a vote of no confidence. Why is Sakaja still in office? I'm telling you, Wairimo,
True.
I'm asking a question. What are we talking about here? You've essentially said you are unable to do it.
You mean
why? Yeah. So why are you there? If I'm unable to... Okay. Let me greet people first before I start shouting. Millie Simi says, good morning. Dr. Venvik is here. Echo your sentiments. Okay. How did Gina your Wi-Fi and you want them? You guys, should we explain to them exactly what that thing is? Because we who go down to the studio every now and then, we understand. But anyway... good morning from Nachu. The sifunation is sifunating. Hey, there's another whole other dictionary that's been crafted since Sunday. Edward Mwangi says, good morning to you. Rashid is also tuned in this morning. Kisumu Nyahera Dago Market is tuned. Kabisa. Washoga Toto says, good morning. Even when people or places are far apart, shared experiences, relationships and connections can still unite them. That's it. That's it. See, now you're starting to make sense. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Good morning, beautiful Ndu. Thank you so much. However, Ndu is with a U and not an O. But thank you so much, Andrew. Good morning to you. Keep it coming. Gladys Wanga saw dust yesterday in Kisumu. Wait.
Summer dust.
Dust.
Kivumbi.
Huh? That must not have been fun.
If you know, you know.
That must not have been fun.
Nope.
Jeez. Mutuflani, hello, good morning. The Princess and the Gentleman. It sounds like a novel that could be written, actually. The Princess and the Gentleman. I already have a story, but chapter 1 is already in my head. Tell Okari you miss him. I know, I tried to call him a couple of times, and okay, we'll talk about that later, but good grief. Okari, you're missed. Are we allowed to say that out loud? Okay, we do it again from us here. Good morning to you, Vince, tuned in from Zambia. Lovely to have you in the room today. We do it again from here in Atlanta. Good morning, Godfrey. Great to have you. Carol Nyambura, tunajua unatupenda, but it's so great to hear it every morning. Tunakupenda pia, my sister. Good morning and welcome. Good morning to you all from the land of 1,000 hills. Michael Olande is here this morning. And good morning from Nyakach Technical and Vocational College, Newton. Good morning and good to have you in the room, everybody. Karibuni Sana, thank you for being here this morning. So lovely to have you. Are we going on a break? Yes? No? EVE, flash the teeth so that I can see. Smile is for no. Another smile, I can't see Jack. Anyway, so is she smiling? Is she even there?
Okay.
Awar is waving, doing the snow angel. Not even sure what's going on. But let's keep it moving anyway. We go. All right. Let's look into the paper. I would have said papers, but you know, I'm making a point here. Let's look into the paper. Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard, this morning has a headline. That's an interesting one. Putting the city on sale. And there's a picture of your governor. Governor Johnson Sakaja's dramatic handshake with President William Ruto has sparked off a political storm in the capital after vowing to make Nairobi work. The youthful politician now stands accused of quietly surrendering core county functions to the very centre he once promised to challenge. Critics see echoes of the old NMS takeover. Allies call it pragmatic rescue. But for presidents choking on garbage, traffic and water shortages, the 80 billion shilling deal feels less like collaboration and more like an auction. This is carried on page 4 and 5. This is a big story. Of course, we did see comment from Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna yesterday, who said, you know what? It's okay that you're doing this, but there are certain constitutional order that you should have followed in order to get us here.
The process.
We want to know, because if you didn't follow the process, then this ceremony that you're doing at State House can actually be challenged. And we are waiting, because we will call you to ask you how you went about this. So the senator, in his true form in oversight role for Nairobi, is already asking questions. And it will be interesting to see what the answers will be. I think it is ironical, maybe almost paradoxical, that then on page 2, my Mahu flood victims appeal for more help. That it's a tale of two cities, one here and the other, and it doesn't look really good. So this Russian man who did all the things that he did with 1,000 women, even him, he has some serious stamina. Because what? Is he the same guy now that was doing nonsense in Ghana and has been in the other countries? Is it his life's mission to kill himself? What are we talking about? The state pursues Russian man who secretly filmed women. So now state is after them. Isaac Mora, the government spokesman, had decided to tell women, don't go for somebody just because he's white. You think if he's white, then because he has money. Don't do it. You see, you hear?
I hear.
Okay.
We understand proper.
Proper. Just because they're white doesn't mean that they have money. So behave yourselves. But as that is being said, they're actually going for the guy. So I don't know where they're going to find him, but they're after him. That's what we're hearing now. Okay. U.S. civil rights leader Jesse Jackson dies at 84. That was a tough one to hear. And I thought that it was so interesting that he died during Black History Month. True. On the 18th, is, of course, we know that February is Black History Month, and that he had fought tooth and nail for certain things to happen. Of course, in the struggle for the civil rights liberation and liberation of black people. And this is one of the things that he said. He said, both tears and sweat are salty, but they render a different result. Tears will get you sympathy. Sweat will get you change. It's one of my favorite Jesse Jackson quotes. And I mean, may he rest in peace, but he served his time. True. That's for sure. Security teams recover 18 guns, hundreds of stolen livestock in Isiolo crackdown. That continues, we see. Page 4 and 5 is carrying this story of Sakaja now cedes county functions to Ruto in deal to revamp Nairobi. They said for the longest time, it's not ceding. It's not ceding. Well, okay, so what is it? It's ceding. Ceding means that you hand over control. Whether you're giving money or not really doesn't matter. But it means that for some reason you are not able to do it. And so you hand over control. That is what ceding means. Go to the dictionary, look at the definition. Or you can get that guy in Parliament who's talking about regulating social media who seems to have swallowed a dictionary to tell you what seeding means. How about that?
7 days ago, he actually said fake news, no functions or roles.
And then here we are.
Here we are 7 days later.
Didn't you?
You?
Sheesh. How 80 billion shilling state Nairobi deal will transform the city. I'm actually for transformation of the city. I won't lie to you. I am for transformation of the city, because walking in Nairobi, the city center right now, you see those things that they used to do that now eventually became the Olympics in Greece, those things were that's what walking in Nairobi feels like. Jumping over things, trying to get under, passing over water. I don't know, before you know, some hawker is shouting at you because you hit her ginger. Come on. So yeah, I'm actually for the transformation of cities. The way in which you do it, though, is the question.
Is the question.
Governors, Treasury on collision course as Council asks for 534 billion shillings. The Council of Governors, they're looking for 534. They were promised 450. They currently get 420. I don't know that 534 billion shillings will be in the government kitty anytime soon. Especially if you're spending it on Christmas trees.
Yeah, they can't account for what they have. They have a problem when they're being questioned. Why do you want more if the little you have, you can't use it prudently?
C'est la question.
You know? And then another question is in the Council of Governors. Where are they when one is ceding power? Where's their voice? What precedents are we setting?
Because you know what? Somebody from Garissa will now come and say, Enyewe, we've been marginalized for the longest time. We are not able to do roads and infrastructure. Yes. National government, tafadhalini. Nini. Then somebody in the sugar belt comes and says, you guys, you know what? This is our resource. We're trying to see how we can work it better. But you know what? We're unable to. Count national government. Take your skunk.
Yeah.
Speaking of skunk, CS Mbadi is now urging Sifuna and Babu to consider a ceasefire talks with the other side. He had a bit of a tirade when he went on to talk about, I am now the only elder, I don't know what, did blah, blah, blah. At the end of it comes and says, you know what, guys, maybe in this party to hold it together, maybe you guys should have a conversation. I don't know that that's going to happen, but okay. I'm for peace, man. I told you I'm a pacifist by nature.
There's a lot that C.S. Mbadi said over the weekend in Doluo.
Yeah.
He said a lot.
In Doluo?
He said a lot.
Awar, so you help us understand. You and Dennis do for us translation.
You know.
Okay.
But then if both sides are pulling their own direction, you're sitting to discuss what exactly?
That's a question.
You know.
So he's saying Babu Sifuna should talk to the other side.
Is the other side willing to talk?
I don't know, but they were booed in Kisumu yesterday. So perhaps that could give you impetus to have a conversation about it. We don't want to be booed again.
You see, when you're being told that politics is local, and the ground will always communicate. The ground is just telling
you what they think, my friend. Meanwhile, Sifonization is going to Kakamega this weekend. Shabi, they said that you should fill a stadium. Ni kama watajaza stadium. Sijui, lakini tutaona.
Now you see watajaza stadium. But I know one other thing that might happen. Tutajaza tear gas.
Today is just Wednesday, man.
Because so far the precedent has been set. We've seen it has been happening.
Yeah.
Every other rally, tear gas has been lobbed.
It's very true.
Yeah. So
there's an MP. He represents the people of the constituency of Kitutu Chache South.
Yes.
His name is Anthony
Kibagendi.
Speaker of the National Assembly is one Moses Wetangula. He kicked him out of the house yesterday and suspended him after he said that the house has been auctioned.
Okay. If it's not been auctioned, so just stand as a speaker. It has not been auctioned.
Now
we did not see auctioneers.
Why do you shout? Stop shouting if it's not true.
Yeah.
Just that's the concept.
As the Speaker of the National Assembly, that is your opinion. Can we continue with the order of business?
Because he went on TV somewhere and said the house has been auctioned. Okay. It's like somebody comes and says, do you have a big head? Okay.
It is mine.
It's not
do you help me carry it? That means I have a strong neck.
So if I come and start shouting and you say, I don't have a big head. Okay.
You just respond and say, yours is even bigger than mine.
Or you don't respond.
Thank you.
You shut up. Because the more noise you make, the more it seems as though there's something that you're trying to protect. I beg, let me keep quiet. Before they come also kick me out of the... Can they kick me out of the house? Anyway. MPs seek probe into controversial ownership of Miwani land. There is the Member of Parliament for Super South, Karoli Omondi. They're asking questions. They're saying, where? 700,000 is not a lucky number, and that's the number of people who are hit by severe drought at the coast. They face hunger and water shortages. When it rains, my friend, it absolutely pours, because everywhere you look, there's too many issues that should actually be paid attention to instead of some of the nonsense that we see going on. Nonsense and ingredients. We can do better, folks. Okay, so we're going to look into some of these stories in detail. Let's look into the counties. Millions lie in waste as residents wait for health services years later. This is the same people who are asking for 534 billion shillings. I'm just saying. Shebi, I told you yesterday that this strike in the airports will not last more than 2 days because the kind of money that's being lost is not a joke. So they have agreed to meet the demands of aviation workers. They've called off their strike so everybody can get a flying. We're probably going to see a couple more delays because there was a backlog in terms of what's going on, but everybody should be well on their way. You would think that I'm the spokesman for the aviation people, but no. People will be on their way soonest.
Did it have to get here, though?
No, it never does.
It doesn't have to.
But you know I'm laughing.
Why?
Because I've moved on to another story.
Okay, let's move.
You can come back and discuss that one. 2,000 HR practitioners hold fake papers, according to the EACC. Those people who tell you those things...
You're fired.
Bas, you are suspended. You are doing I don't know what.
2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where the EACC...
It's a regulated body, right?
Yes.
Yes. So one would ask the regulators.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a Thika member of parliament. Do you know her name?
Nanga.
She wants to be governor of Kiambu.
Okay.
She's being accused for hijacking a project launch on Monday and talking about how she wants to be governor of Kiambu. So now they have a problem with her.
Alice Nganga?
Yes, Alice Nganga.
Okay.
Hapo ndio tuko.
So how do you hijack a project launch?
Si umekuja badala ya kusema a few words here as they're launching the project, umeanza kuambia watu vile you want to be president.
So that is
president.
I thought that project was hijacked, like it was moved to a different location.
She went there.
Okay. So she just attended the event.
And then started rapping.
Rapping, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, we don't like that kind of behavior.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
There used to be a time where people in China used what I like to call fogometers because the thick fog in the cities, it was just too much.
Yes.
Sometimes you couldn't see where you're going. So they've actually cut that quite some, and so that's a story that's carried today in the world pages of the Standard. Drones enter fray of DR Congo's long-running and bloody conflict. That doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon, but there's definitely something that can be done. It's what it looks like in the Standard today. We can look into some of these stories in detail. Okay.
Which one do you want to start with?
You start where you like. I follow you.
Situze County, Konini.
All right.
We did not cede power.
What did
We
you
did
do?
not cede roles.
What did you do?
We have asked for assistance.
Okay.
Sema itawaka, haiwaka.
So when you ask for assistance, what does that mean? That you're not able to do something?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
Okay.
So Sakaja now cedes county functions to Ruto in deal to revamp Nairobi. The image of a hunch to Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja ceding key county functions to President William Ruto at State House yesterday was a perfect contrast to the boisterous, youthful and hopeful leader that Nairobians elected in August 2022. When he sought office, the man appeared to have all it takes to be a good Nairobi boss, the charm, the quick smile that would include a pat on the back for supporters. The energy and clean-cut dressing style won many a heart during campaigns. He was armed with big plans, eloquently put, such that he won against competitors during debates. He even promised to build a city metro commuter light rail, construct a new bus terminus, and create a green army to manage waste and beautify the city, apart from constructing a rapid transport and light railway network to make Nairobi a modern, functional city. Sakaja also spoke highly on how healthcare and sanitation will be managed through upgrading public hospitals, improving water supply, and building a waste-to-energy recycling plant in Dandora. Only last week, Sakaja denied claims that a deal such as what materialized yesterday was in the offing when Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna said it will be illegal if implemented. Sifuna told Sakaja that for such a deal to work constitutionally, there has to be a deed of transfer of functions, which has to be approved by the County Assembly. Nairobi residents celebrated because of the lofty promises that the city was to become functional again under the slogan Lazima Iwak, translating to it must work, not knowing that barely 3 years later, he would meekly surrender the capital county to the central government. So, mimi maswali yangu ndu ni kidogo sana. Have you seen light rail?
Yeah, in Nairobi? Not yet.
Have you seen metro?
No.
How is the situation in garbage collection?
Where you're trying to rage bait?
How is BRT?
Which one?
The only thing that I think the county has done actually is to feed school-going children.
But there's that terminus. Is it not the new?
That was done by Badi. The green terminus was done by General Badi.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So in short, everything that the county boss promised Kenyans, upon which Kenyans chose to elect him, he has not done a single thing. We talk about revenue collection in Nairobi, so that would be on-source revenue. The only person who managed to surpass his target was Evans Kidero back then. That means there is room for improvement. If we could only fix our mess, if we could only fix our processes and systems, we could do better. One asks the question then, if you have willingly told Kenyans, is vitu nimepeana, I've transferred them to national government to build on them, to improve on them, that is an indictment to your leadership, because what you've already done is tell Kenyans, I'm sorry, imenishinda. That Iwak, you're supposed to add HA. Haiwak. It has not worked.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but no matter how you try to color it, that it is very clear that in the last 3 years, 2022, 3 years, now 3 years and a couple of months, that things have gone significantly worse in the capital. Now remember, it's not just another county.
No.
This is the capital of the country. It is also the hub for many an international organization. Now I understand that if you work in Gigiri, that you might not come into the CBD. But there is a profile that Nairobi holds, which is too important to be ignored.
True.
That they even told us that they wanted to do city tours. Where are you touring? Even if you want to go from railways to Macmillan. Now tell me, where are you touring? You're walking in the middle of the CBD and the stench hits you before anything else. This is a capital city that at the very least, pick up the garbage. And I fail to understand what is so difficult about using the dump trucks and picking up the garbage. Why is that so difficult?
If you do not have a plan, you will not know how to do it. If you do not have strategy on even communication with city dwellers on when to collect the garbage, how to throw it, where to throw them, when it is picked, with what means. Because it is in Nairobi where you will find a guy in a cart pushing garbage. Where they're going to dump it, no one knows. Because we know in Nairobi that Nairobi's garbage is dumped at Dandora. You then need to ask yourself a question. If someone in Syokimau is collecting garbage using Mkokoteni, how do they transfer that all the way to Dandora?
They don't.
So what is our plan with regard to garbage collection and transporting that to the holding area?
This is the problem.
You know what I mean?
Exactly what you're saying. That's the issue here. And for me, also the thing we also forgot is in terms of these functions, also regeneration of Nairobi rivers. The rivers were also supposed to be regenerated and in this deal, which is one of the things that he also spoke clearly about. This is not political.
It is not political
in any way. We're talking about the management of a city, and I keep saying, even and when we get to the point whereby we can actually say, you know what, if your ability, if you're able to just do one thing, imagine, just tell us, this one thing is the one I'm going to come and do, and make sure it is working from end to end. We will one thing. Because then you promise us 100 and do 0. I'm sorry. Nairobi is dark. You try walking in Nairobi past 7 o'clock or try moving about Nairobi past 7 o'clock. And we're talking about street lights from Uhuru Highway on Mombasa, off Mombasa Road, all the way to Westlands. We're talking about lighting from Valley Road past Serena, out then into the city, going all the way towards Tom Mboya. It's not a fantasy. It's not a fairy tale. It is a reality. These are the things that we are talking about. Go to Wakulima. My friend, I went, that's the day I was telling you guys I went to the city. I was sick.
Yep, true.
I went to look for ginger for the juice that I make. My friend, you can cry. You are stressed. In fact, I think my blood pressure dropped.
Where's the road in Wakulima?
Because I was like, what the hell is this?
True.
Come on. It's not political. I don't care if he was wearing double-breasted suits and his dimples on that day were shining. It doesn't matter. That this is a capital city that bears a particular profile. You said you were going to do it. Do one. But when I'm telling you, Dennis, that I was supposed to do 1, 2, 3, and now I'm handing that back to you, it could be political, which that reality could exist. But at the end of the day, what I'm telling you, siwezi.
Haiwak. Imenishinda. Exactly, because the promises were good, but you don't know the plan. You know what I mean? Because every day whenever I'm going home, I ask myself the question. Let's look at Nairobi the way it is, with his plan to bring rail, BRT and all those things. It is a good idea, right? It is a good idea because then it would fix the transport situation in Nairobi. It would get rid of the nonsensical traffic that we find ourselves in every other day. But it is in Nairobi, Ndu, where one will ask the question, what is the policy with regard to transport in the city? Because it is in Nairobi where, let's count, you will have a 14-seater matatu. You will have a 33-seater matatu.
Yes.
You will have a 72-seater matatu. You will have a 7-seater minivan, right? You will have boda that is doing the same business.
All of them.
Right? You have a tuk-tuk that is doing the same. Then one asks the question, what is the Nairobi policy when it comes to transport and ferrying its citizens from home to work and back?
There's no policy.
There is no policy. Whenever you're on the road, you see people have turned drop-off and pick-up locations to be a stage. Drop-off and pick-up is exactly that. You drop and you pick. If there is no one there, you proceed. What is our plan in ensuring that all these spaces are actually used as is supposed? It is as easy as Ndu coming up with a policy and enforcing that policy.
It is, my call today, and not just to the governor of Nairobi or anybody who's involved now in county functions, across board, just remove the politics from this thing.
Thank you.
Come on, guys. Honestly speaking, I know that we are talking to governors and we're talking to people that for some reason when you're elected, you feel as though you're on a pedestal, nobody can talk to you. No. The people actually elected you based on what you told them that you were going to do. For the love of God and peanut butter, can you just do what you said you would do? If for some reason you're unable, guess what? The merit in a man is found much greater for the one who is able to come and say, I tried and I failed. But give me an opportunity to try again because of 1, 2, 3.
True.
But here you are now trying to tell us, I'm not seeding function. I'm not, we're just collaborating. What? So now I have a question. When you seed those ones, utabaki ukifanya?
True. Kazi yako ni? To receive allocation. I'm sorry, get out of office.
I can have a conversation with Johnson Sakaja. We can, and because we can. But this one, bro, hapana. No. We can talk that long word that they like to talk.
Constitutionality.
We can talk about seeding functions and how there will be a committee. We'll talk about this at 7 o'clock and how they can be. But allow me to rant at this moment. When you're moving those functions, when we say don't be political, this thing has a political tinge to it, whether we like it or not. But then you're telling people right in their face that the things I told you that you were going to do and that you put faith in me by voting for me to do, I'm actually not able to do. But you know what? I'm not going to admit that to you. I'm just going to go over here to the national government and say, how about you guys handle this? Utabaki ukidu.
Hakuna. There's nothing in the really. Because these are the things that would make Nairobi be Nairobi. If you can't collect garbage, if you can't make the city clean, let's not go into railway. That one is heavy money projects, right? If you can't collect garbage and ensure the city is clean, If you can't have your men down to ensure that some idiots who also urinate on walls are arrested, you know what I mean? Because we also have to call Nairobians for making the city what it is today.
I agree. Absolutely. We have a responsibility as well.
Yes. If you can't talk to those who are applying business in Nairobi and ensure that it's 14-seater matatu or 32-seater matatu, these other things, what are we doing with that? If
when they came in and they removed the NMS. Remember, it was Badi and Oluga and all the other people who are working, and they said, no, you're diminishing the functions of the county. What's the difference?
That's the difference.
What is the difference between what NMS was doing and now what you say you want to come and do under Uhuru Kenyatta, now under William Ruto? What is the difference between the two? Why has that suddenly changed? Mutula Kilonzo was a senior, was a minister. He told us that Nairobi River was going to be so clean that you can see through the river like this.
Mishuka said we would swim in it.
Inside the water, right? All of these things, they were said they were going to be done. Nairobi, I agree. I actually think it's too big. I actually think Nairobi is too big to be handled just like a county, like everybody else. Now, when I talk about too big, I don't mean geographical size, but I mean too many centers of things that need to be done. So maybe actually he was confused, and anybody before him was confused in terms of how they were actually going to do it. It's too big. Too big.
I reckon, Ndu, with the proper planning, you can handle Nairobi. Remember, we've had communication, we've had individuals here who are city planners.
True.
And they've said, we need to break down the management of Nairobi into boroughs.
Even the governor said it himself, that they were going to do boroughs.
So let's have all these boroughs that will help the central government of Nairobi South County to coordinate. But why didn't we do that? Because we've allowed politics to play into it. Because if you have boroughs, one would know that if it's Syokimau, they're handling Syokimau, it's garbage collection, it's sewerage, and even cess and collection of taxes in Syokimau. Another borough. And at the center, it's just to coordinate what is needed where. How can we assist? But we fail to do all that. Ndu, we have solutions on what we must do. We intentionally choose not to do it.
I agree. It's true. We choose not to do it.
Yeah.
And for that, we should be called out. Yeah. We're having a conversation about Nairobi with Philip Kisia coming up at 7. Good morning.
Spice up your life. The latest news from around the world. 94.4 Spice FM.